What's up, Guardians? Profane here, thanks for checking out the video. Grandmaster Nightfalls will be returning next week, so today we're going to be going over some of the best legendary and exotic weapons that you'll want to have at the ready to have the most success in all of this episode's Grandmasters. In Revenant, we will see 9 total strikes be included into the Grandmaster rotation, with the Birthplace of Vile scheduled as our first, followed by the Arms Dealer, Inverted Spire, Liminality, the Corrupted, Battleground Behemoth, the Lightblade, the Proving Grounds, and the Moon Heist Battleground. Each of these Grandmasters will feature unique activity modifiers and multiple champion types, and new to Revenant will be the addition of enemies with Banes. This is going to be a challenging lineup, so having the best builds and loadouts will be crucial. A lot of your success will revolve around your ability to handle the different champions and Banes that are present in each Grandmaster, and the best place to start our preparation for that is our seasonal artifact. There's quite a few mods that are oriented around the use of stasis and mixing those affinities with arc and void, so whenever the weekly modifiers amplify the damage of these energies, we'll need to be sure that we're taking advantage of artifact mods like Hail the Storm, Wind Chill, and Cosmic Conductive Crystal. Some of these Grandmasters will include Scorn, as is the case with the Birthplace of Vile, so if Scorn are present, we will need to be sure to equip the Fail the Revenant artifact mod. This provides a 3% bonus in damage against Scorn enemies, and by wearing 4 pieces of Shadestalker armor, we could increase that bonus to as much as a 15% increase. Even though we get anti-champion options with SMGs and shotguns, I wouldn't really recommend clutching on either of these options when it comes to Grandmaster level difficulty, unless it's maybe the Risk Runner that's getting used. You're going to find much more success out of using grenade launchers, scout rifles, and pulse rifles. Breachload grenade launchers get the added bonus of handling overload champions. Heavy grenade launchers get the ability to handle unstoppables with the use of the Kinetic Impacts mod. And both archetypes will apply a 15% weakening debuff onto champions and high-value targets whenever using the Concussive Reload mod. Pulse rifles will handle unstoppable champions, and scout rifles will handle barrier, so whenever putting together your loadouts, you should be mindful of these 4 archetypes. Some standout pulse rifle options to use will be the Graviton Lance and the Outbreak Perfected. The Revision Zero is another great exotic option, but since it has the intrinsic ability of piercing barrier shields, it's not going to be able to stun Unstoppable. There's also a number of powerful legendary pulse rifles, like the Vantage Point, Elsie's Rifle, or Blast Furnace, which can drop with kinetic tremors, and any of these would make great options. When it comes to scout rifles, the strongest options are going to be the Polaris Lance and the Wicked Implement. The Polaris Lance is a monster of a scout rifle already, even more so when it has the benefit of piercing barrier champion shields. This exotic already triggers Scorch and Solar Explosions that's going to stun unstoppable champions, so this will be a great option to handle both champion types. The Wicked Implement will not be able to stun barrier champions, but it can stun Overload and Unstoppable, so it'll be a really strong option when stasis energies are buffed. Since a few of these Grandmasters include Cabal enemies, like you're going to find with Arms Dealer and Proving Grounds, the Skyburner's Oath will be a smart play since it can apply Scorch and deals bonus damage against Cabal shields. A few legendary scout rifles that are going to be standout options this season include the Tarnished Metal, Randy's Throwing Knife, the Trustee, and the Valshafe. When it comes to grenade launchers, there's a lot of great breachloader options, and some of the most dominating of these include the Witherhoard, the Forbearance, and the Tusk of the Boar. The Lost Signal and Velocity Baton Area Denial grenade launchers would also be fantastic options, as they deal continuous damage over time, much like the Witherhoard. And as far as heavy grenade launchers go, the VS Chill Inhibitor, the Bittersweet, the Cry Mutiny, the Hullabaloo, and Edge Transit are all going to be high-powered options that are going to help you melt unstoppable champions and bosses alike. And when it comes to exotic options, the Anarchy and Salvation's Grip will really excel here in Revenant. Weapon traits like Volt Shot, Withering Gaze, Incandescent, or Chill Clip intrinsically come with the ability to stun certain champions. These can become really versatile options in Grandmaster Nightfalls, making it a lot easier to handle each of the champion types. The Riptide Fusion Rifle, the Sovereignty Sniper Rifle, the Indebted Kindness, and the Aberrant Action are just a few weapons that include these traits. Including these traits on grenade launchers, scout rifles, and pulse rifles would open you up to be able to handle multiple champions with just one weapon. Some of these Grandmasters, like the Corrupted, will include taken enemies, so whenever these are present, having the Malfeasance or Wishender would be a good idea, since both will deal bonus damage against those enemies. A few other noteworthy exotics that will come in handy will be the Dragon's Breath and the 1000 Voices, since their ignitions will stun unstoppable champions. And the Thunderlord would be a great option when arc energies are amplified and overload champions are present. With each Grandmaster featuring different modifiers, enemies, and champion types, you'll need to be sure to have a mixture of all of these weapons at the ready. And with that said, we've come to an end of today's video on the best weapons to use in Grandmaster Nightfall. I wish you all the best of luck out there. If there are any additional weapons that you would recommend, then be sure to let us know what those are down in the comments below. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. If you're in need of a good build to take on Grandmaster Nightfalls, then be sure to check out my Mobalytics link, where you'll be able to find a ton of great in-game builds, and you can find the link for that down in the comments and in the description. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.